Hey y'all, it's Dawn, and I'm so glad you're back. I've got another fun, budget-friendly DIY video for you today. I got this large picture frame at Goodwill, and as y'all are well aware, I love thrift flips. I love taking something and transforming it. To start, I removed everything from the back. After removing the paper from the back, I realized the picture was held with staples. I used a pair of pliers and eventually got all the staples removed and was able to remove the picture. I placed the back of the frame onto a piece of foam board and cut it with a rotary tool. I used Waverly Crimson chalk paint and painted one side of the foam board, and of course dried it with my heat gun. I wanted to give the foam board a worn and weathered wood look. So I dry brushed Waverly Antiquing Wax and again dried it with my heat gun. I'll be using a Chalk Couture Transfer. Since I will be placing the transfer onto a paper backing, I used a Dollar Tree natural sponge and rubbed some Chalk Couture surface wax onto the painted foam board and buffed it out. I placed the new transfer onto the fuzzing mat 4 or 5 times before placing it onto the foam board. This helps to remove some of the stickiness from the transfer, and I was hoping it wouldn't pull up the paper foam board covering. I placed the transfer onto the foam board and used a ruler to center it. Once it was centered, I used my hands, a roller, and also a squeegee to rub the transfer down and to make sure I didn't have any air bubbles in it. I used Chalk Couture bright white paste and applied a thick layer with a small squeegee. After the transfer was covered, I removed the excess paste and placed it back into the jar. At this point, I had my fingers and toes both crossed, hoping this would work out like I wanted. I pulled the transfer up and could not believe how amazing this sign turned out. Just look at how perfect it is. I cleaned the glass, placed the foam board in the frame, and replaced the back. Since the backing had been stapled, I used painter's tape and taped the back on. Next time I go to Home Depot, I'm going to pick up some of the little tabs and use those on this frame. The back may not be pretty, but it worked. Let me know what you think of this candy cane sign in the comments below. If you're interested in purchasing this item, you can find it in my online store. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Merry Christmas!